Travis Powell's where he's at, and Adam Corsi?
Powell's been in training. He's good. He played in the T2 game 90 minutes. Corsi, we're hoping's back in training full out in the next week.
So you think Powell could be available to maybe start if you guys want him to on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean he's obviously when you're playing in games, he's playing games, so he's available. Anytime a guy's in games, he's available for selection.
And then kind of just looking at the season so far, you guys have obviously had a lot of injuries, and that's changed a lot for the season. But you're right before the halfway point. How do you kind of look back at the season and evaluate where you guys are so far?
I think I've said it every week. I think I'm pretty open and stressing, where we're at each week. You know what I mean? So you want a synopsis on the first 16 games. I think I've said it. We've hung in. I'm proud of the group for hanging in. We've had injuries. We've managed it. And here we are in the race firmly. I think it's a real credit to the club. It's a real credit to how we've managed things. It's a real credit to the players. I think I've said it. It's not where we want it to be. But ultimately, here we are amongst 5 teams. So when you look at the table, and you look at 4th to 8th, we're right there in that pack. And I think lesser teams, lesser players, lesser clubs, they probably wouldn't be in that position. So I'm glad that we're in the race. I'm glad we've hung around. I'm glad we've had guys step up. I'm glad we've dealt with the adversity well. And I'm confident that we're going to continue to, as we get healthy and as we continue to get players, new players, connected to our club and understand what it takes, that we'll continue to do better in the second half of the year. I think I've said that every week, yeah.
How does it feel to finally have pretty much your whole team available for selection, obviously besides Corsi and Darlington who's gone?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. When you have everybody available, it's good because you have decisions and you can pick the group that you want for that game. You can pick the group that you think deserves it. You can pick the group that has earned it. You can pick the group based on what you feel and what you know and the evidence to go on. So, again, I think I've said it, throughout the first 16 games, we've played a lot of different guys. It's been a positive, and we've spun it that way. And, it's not been just spinning it. It's been a reality. And you look at the last 5 games, we're unbeaten, and we're averaging 2 points a game and 3 wins and, 2 draws on the road. And, if we average 2 points a game the rest of the year, we're going to be in good shape, So, in spite of all the things, I think we feel good about, how we managed it. And we feel good about the second half, of the year.
Obviously, Houston hasn't been getting results too much this year, but you never want to take a team too lightly in MLS. What are kind of the challenges that they're going to present?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they got rid of their manager. A lot of times you'll see a good response, initially, short term. That always happens. There's a honeymoon, and I think to some extent you've seen that. They've gotten, some draws. Haven't gotten a win yet. I always thought, they were a decent team, and obviously when you look at them, in the table and where they're at, it hasn't worked out that way. But, I always thought they had a lot of talent. I always thought they were a capable team, and, I thought they'd be, in the mix, to be honest with you. And I think they'll still feel that they have a chance because when you look at, the points where they're at, you still have a chance. So, I think the challenge is they're a good team. The challenge is every team in this league has enough. There's not a lot of differences in this league in terms of the talent of teams. There's really not. So it comes down to organization, it comes down to mentality, it comes down to confidence a lot of times. So I think they'll come and they'll give a good game just like every team we play in the league.